A synopsis of the Urantia book. The Urantia book is the ultimate handbook for understanding life, God, and the universe. During these unsettling times, amid the economic upheavals, the moral cross-currents, and the sociologic riptides of a scientific era, thousands upon thousands of men and women have become humanly dislocated. They are anxious, restless, fearful, uncertain, and unsettled. As never before in the world's history, they need the consolation and stabilization of sound religion. The Urantia book provides that stability. Some people call it the teacher's guide to the Bible. We say it's the best friend the Bible ever had. What follows is a summary of what the Urantia book teaches. About deity and the perfect creation. The Urantia book begins with a discussion about deity and the perfect creation. It teaches, there is one universal deity that originated life and initiated the potential for life and the existence for all things and beings. In order to create the potential for beings other than himself, the universal deity mirrored his personality, bringing into existence the eternal Son, thereby making himself the original universal Father. In order to create the potential for things, universal deity mirrored his power, bringing into existence Paradise Isle, the home of deity, and the repository of the universal patterns for all things that could ever come into existence. In order to initiate the creation process, the Universal Father and the Eternal Son brought into existence the Infinite Spirit, who created the divine and perfect universe of Havona, consisting of 1 billion perfect worlds inhabited by billions of perfect personalities. Here's one reader's rendition of Paradise Isle and the perfect universe of Havona. The three divine entities, the Universal Father, the Eternal Son, and the Infinite Spirit, form the Divine Trinity. One God expressed in three aspects: personality, power, and action. The Divine Trinity sustains and upholds the universe of universes and provides for the existence of space. Should universal deity decide to reunite himself and withdraw the Eternal Son and the Infinite Spirit back into himself, all creation would collapse and disappear. For this reason, the continued existence of all life and all creation depends on universal deity continuing to express himself by means of the Divine Trinity. About deity and the perfecting creation. Next, the Urantia book tells us of another type of creation, the perfecting creation. The only perfect beings are those existing in the universe of Havona and on Paradise Isle, which together make up the central universe. The central universe exists in eternity. All beings in the central universe are existential, meaning they are complete and exist in perfection. However, universal deity also wanted to create beings that are experiential, beings that must learn and grow to perfection through experience. To that end, universal deity brought into existence creator sons who would leave the perfect central universe and go out into time and space to begin the adventure of creating in time and space what universal deity created in eternity. The beings created by a creator son are the perfecting creation. They must grow to perfection. Each creator son establishes a place outside of the central universe in one of the 7 super-universes, and there begins the creation of his own universe of things and beings. The Bible expresses it this way at John chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. The ultimate objective and the crowning accomplishment of a Creator Son is to create intelligent life and bring that intelligent life from ignorance to perfection, earning their place in the universe of universes as divine sons of God. The Creator's Son would then present that perfect universe to the Universal Father, after which time the Creator's Son would subject himself again to universal deity. That is the meaning of these verses at 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 25 through 28. Then the end will come when he hands over the kingdom to God the Father after he has destroyed all dominion, authority, and power. For he must reign until he has put all his enemies under his feet. The last enemy to be destroyed is death, for he has put everything under his feet. Now when it says that everything has been put under him, it is clear that this does not include God himself, who put everything under Christ. When he has done this, then the Son himself will be made subject to him who put everything under him, so that God may be all in all. About the adventure into time and space. The Urantia book tells us that the central universe exists in eternity. This means it is not subject to either time or space. However, the super-universes are outside of eternity and therefore are subject to both time and space. And it is in time and space where the Creator Sons begin their adventure. We are located in super-universe number 7, which encompasses 100,000 local universes. The local universe that we belong to is called Nebadon. Nebadon is divided into 100 constellations. Our constellation is called Norlashadek. Norlashadek consists of 100 systems. Our system is called Satania. Satania currently embraces over 600 inhabitable worlds. Each inhabited world is administered by a planetary prince, and Satania will eventually embrace up to 1,000 inhabitable worlds. Our inhabited world is number 606, and it is called Urantia. Each Creator's Son is given the title Michael, which means who is like God, and each Michael is the only begotten Son in his universe. This title is appropriate because each Michael is the God of his universe and reigns over his universe by the authority of the Universal Father. In order to reign his universe in his own right, a Michael must bestow himself on each of the 7 levels of intelligent creation. After bestowing himself on 6 levels of intelligent life, our Michael made his final and 7th bestowal on Urantia over 2,000 years ago and lived as the being known as Jesus of Nazareth. Part 4 of the Urantia book is a year-by-year account of Jesus' life and ministry from birth to ascension. It fills in all the missing time that is not contained in the Bible. When you read the full story of Jesus and his incomparable teachings, your love and appreciation of him will increase tenfold. When Jesus completed his ministry and bestowal on Urantia and returned to heaven, he was given all authority in heaven and on earth, as Matthew wrote at Matthew chapter 28, verse 18, and is now reigning in his own name as a Master Michael. The Bible expresses it like this at Philippians chapter 2, verses 5 through 11. In your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who being in very nature a God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Therefore God exalted him to the highest place, and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. About the rebellion. Prior to Michael's seventh bestowal on Urantia, rebellion broke out in the system of Satania. The system sovereign, a brilliant being named Lucifer, challenged the authority of Michael and rejected the universal Father, throwing the entire system into chaos. Yes, war broke out in heaven. Lucifer was successful in misleading several celestial beings into rebellion with him, including his first in command, another brilliant being named Satan, after whom the system had been named. To prevent the spread of the rebellion to the entire universe, Satania was cut off and quarantined from the rest of Nebadon. As part of Satania, Urantia was also quarantined and isolated. Lucifer and Satan then went out to the inhabited planets of the system to entice the planetary princes to join the rebellion. The princes of 37 planets out of 609 joined the rebellion with the promise that they would be installed as gods over their planets. Our planetary prince is named Caligastia, but he is better known as the Devil. Lucifer, Satan, and the Devil joined forces and became known on Urantia as the Great Dragon, who worked to mislead the entire inhabited earth. These events are mentioned in Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 through 9, though the writer thought the Great Dragon was one individual. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. When Michael, Jesus, completed his mission on Urantia, he ended the rebellion in Satania. Lucifer and Satan were taken into custody and imprisoned, and are still awaiting trial in heaven. Many celestial personalities who were misled in the rebellion have since repented and are undergoing rehabilitation. Caligastia was deposed as the planetary prince of Urantia, but he and his associates remain on the planet, unseen by humans, wreaking havoc. Although Lucifer and Satan as principles of the great beast have been removed and the devil has been neutered, their image remains. Their image is being perpetuated by men and women who do not know God and have swallowed whole the sophistries of the errant and rebellious system sovereign. Luciferians and Satanists are worshiping only an image. Their God has long been defeated. All religious confusion and division is the residual result of the rebellion of Lucifer and the continued perpetuation of his image by misinformed and misled humans on Urantia. About the work for the future. The Urantia book is not just a history book. It is very relevant for today. It tells us of our immediate future and what we must do now to achieve it. And it tells us our eternal destiny. In mankind's effort to combat error and find truth, we have established various religions that are fostered by doctrines. What we have not yet learned is that doctrines cannot unite us. They only divide us. It is only by transcending doctrine and uniting in spirit under the banner of a true brotherhood that we can remove the vestiges of the rebellion and bring an end to sorrow and suffering. While on earth, Jesus showed the way to true unity when he promoted the simple gospel message of the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. This concept is expressed at Matthew chapter 23, verses 8 and 9, where he said, "But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one Father, and he is in heaven." This fundamental principle is the basis of all benevolent religions and is the foundation for all righteous religious ideas and endeavors. It is the only true religion on any planet, in any universe, in the whole wide master universe of universes. Once we wake up to the realization that we are all children of God and brothers to one another, we solve all of our problems. We will end war and poverty. We will end all suffering of all kinds. And we will find peace on earth and goodwill toward all men and women. This truth will free us all to take our place as divine sons of God with a glorious eternal future in the Father's many mansions where the real life will begin. The Urantia book reveals in detail our survival after death and the heavenly career laid out before us, and it maps the long and glorious journey from Urantia to Paradise Isle, where we will see the universal Father face to face. It explains what our lives will be like and what we will do. Did you know there are universities in heaven? And arts, comedy, and entertainment, even science and astronomy. Did you know there are regular gatherings where we will meet many varieties of life and personalities, all working together for the betterment of one another? It is truly as the Apostle Paul wrote at 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. What no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love Him. These are the things God has revealed to us by His Spirit. That is the message of the Urantia book. More men and women on our planet need to know about it, because the more people who know, the quicker our world will achieve the kind of peace and prosperity our universal Father intended for us. All questions you have about what was presented in this synopsis will be answered within its pages. Examine the book for yourself. Ask, seek, and knock. And do not allow your view of this great revelation to be shaped by the small and uninformed critical views of others. Take your time and allow the Spirit of truth to guide you in your examination of the Urantia book. You will be richly rewarded beyond your wildest imaginations. Welcome to the worldwide spiritual brotherhood of the Faith Sons of God.